What is up? We are back. We are back, baby. I don't know what the fuck the Big Ten is doing, but we went through the 2020 schedule with the 10 conference games and broke it down for you. We're plowing ahead, hoping for the best. So I got Jeff and Shawn in here. We're going to break it down. We're also going to touch on the Ryan Day versus Jim Harbaugh fiasco, and Harbaugh can't stop just looking for shit to step in. So hope you enjoy it. We'll talk to you.
So where's the office, back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going out.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckeye Cast.
Sets, fires, touchdown, Garrett Wilson. Wow! In the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Jeremy Rucker, give me that! Fields to throw, steps up, delivers deep down the field. He's got a receiver. Olave, touchdown, Buckeyes!
Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, that's some shit. It's some shit, and I don't trust them. I don't think they've got the balls to handle anything like that. It is cover your ass, shut it down.
Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised that we've made as much headway as we have. I thought they would have not even entertained the thought because everybody's in such.
Well,
it's an election year.
Seriously, I don't think they're seriously even think they're going to go forward, but they did the right thing. You put a schedule down, you put pen to paper. Now at least there's something out there, and now you can start chipping away at it. But before there was nothing. So this was a step in the right direction. Whether it'll last remains to be seen.
So welcome to the show, folks.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Boom.
So, yeah, sorry we've been off for a couple months. Honestly, there's nothing but negative stuff going on recently since we last spoke. So, but we do have Jeff in town, and we got Shawn.
What's up?
We appreciate you guys joining us, and we're really going to fire on this 2020 schedule. It just got released this week from the Big Ten. Of course, I got a lot of bones to pick with it, as most people do. Shawn is always going to be the eternal optimist, so we'll look forward to that. And first off, as always, subscribe, follow us. I mean, why wouldn't you? And hit the supply store. I know things are trickling out at a snail's pace when you place an order, but don't let that stop you. Plan ahead for Christmas, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, the corona has slowed down the print shops across the country. So, sorry about that. Bourbon talk. Any bourbons you've had? Any tears? Any run-ins with some bourbon over the last couple of months? Shawn?
Go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah. Well, I think I sent you a picture. I think I sent you a picture of that bottle I had that one night. What was that? That was a George T. Stagg.
Yeah, Stagg is good shit. Hard to find.
And yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah.
Put that away with a nice cigar.
You drink that neat?
I did have that neat.
Really?
Neat. That's neat. Yeah. All right. That's a good $40 shot right there. Typically $35 to $40, most places.
It was a special occasion. Yeah, I wouldn't do that on a daily, but
yeah. It was your bar mitzvah.
That's right.
Nice. I didn't know you could drink at those.
Yeah, you've never been to one.
Exactly. I thought it was just Manischewitz. Jeff, what's your latest consumption looking like? Besides
A
a
bottle of
few
Bullet. I had a liter of Bullet a weekend or two ago. Shortly after what happened, I went and bought a liter of Bullet and kept it reasonably priced.
Do you want to put a reward? Do you want to put a reward out on the podcast for any information leading to the arrest and maybe slight torture, waterboarding?
To anybody that would happen to know who stole my shit, we'll work out anything. Lead me to those 2 fucking scumbags, or 3, however many there were. I'll give you. I got a 13-year-old right now that's pushing my buttons. We might got to trade.
Oh, there you go.
So
nice.
And as another,
I'm willing. I'm willing to pay a hefty price.
Here.
I'm willing to pay a hefty price.
Okay. To be determined later.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk. Hit
On
me
a
up.
separate note, I got a bunch of lawn equipment for sale. By a dude I know.
Oh yeah.
Unrelated.
Well, if it's cheap, let me know, man. I'll come take a look.
There you go.
Bro, I sat around that weekend with a bottle of Bullet, and I was on Craigslist trying to buy a bunch of shit, trying to find somebody selling stolen shit. I did a stakeout at my house one night. I left the garage door open. I was just waiting for people to come up. Yeah, bad weekend.
They coming back.
Bad weekend to be home alone.
They took all your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get the garage.
For those who probably don't know, and that's the entire audience, Jeff had all of his landscaping gear stolen last weekend, and he's a little salty about it. So he dove into a bottle of bourbon like any good American would do.
Collect your bottle and your pistol tight.
So, as he said, we're looking for any information leading to the just kind of detention and slight torture, maybe waterboard. We don't need to get the cops involved.
Oh, I'm gonna get medieval on these motherfuckers. to quote a great man, I'm gonna call some real pipe hitting boys. Go to work on the homes here.
Nice. All right, so that's enough fun and games.
Yes.
Back
to football. That's what.
Let's really get into this show tonight. So let's update the recruiting. We got a little Urban Meyer special, a little flip with the spatula. Cornerback Jordan Hancock flipped from Clemson to Ohio State. Herb never pulled that off, but Ryan Day has definitely learned from the master. How about this one, guys? Is this not huge or what?
Well, I thought it was huge originally on surface, but then learning that he was pretty much a Ohio State lean. Like everybody was surprised when he committed to Clemson. I mean, along the trail, the analysts and everybody they thought he was a heavy lean. So I thought it was odd that he committed to Clemson. I mean, it's just a flip. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's got to be something there. I don't know. I have no idea what the story could be to commit to Clemson when everybody thought you were leaning Ohio State, and then to quickly change it back to Ohio State. Like, what was the?
I think it was a better business.
Do you think that was strictly just his on the visit? He was able to get on campus.
Exactly.
And then Dabo puts the sell on him. I mean, do you think that's all it was? Just he didn't want to hurt his feelings in person?
Exactly.
I don't give a shit what it is, man. Anytime you can steal a top 100 guy like that, from
top 5 corner in the country, sure.
Yeah, his name's Hancock. He reminds me of the superhero Will Smith. Hancock. He's gonna kick ass. That's huge.
Oh, you saw that movie?
That is huge.
Yeah, that's like a double dip right there. I mean, not only do you make your team better, but you take away from Clemson, which you're probably going to see.
I mean, and right now, who would you rather take away from? I would rather, Clemson and Michigan.
Oh, Bama helps. That doesn't hurt.
But Michigan's not in the running for a lot of the players we're going after, frankly.
But yeah, Jeff, you're right. I mean, the kid was a strong Buckeye lean, and not sure what happened there. He did. I mean, Clemson is only like 90 minutes from his home, so maybe that was part of the attraction as well. But yeah, he was always a strong Buckeye lean.
Yes, I guess. Do we know what the story was there? I mean, or is there a story? I'm not concerned about it. I'm just curious. Like, it probably was. That's probably all it was. You know, he just committed. He fell in love with the place.
Well,
when he was there, and then he's like, wait a minute. What the hell did I just do?
I'm
going to go here.
Was he already there before we announced Gary Combs?
No, he hadn't committed by then. But his teammate Barrett Carter, the linebacker, had committed around the same time to Clemson. And
I heard they were a package deal, right?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. I do remember hearing that too. That they were kind of a package deal, but Ohio State didn't show much love to Barrett Carter. I mean, they weren't. He wasn't on the top of their list. That's what I heard. But you know, I'm just following like the 11 Warriors guys, and but I don't remember exactly who I heard that from or who I was following. Somebody was 24/7.
Yeah, there's no likelihood that Barrett Carter's going to flip. It was just Jordan Hancock wanted to do his own thing, so
right,
makes sense. And
let's go, welcome, man. I feel like we've, that year we got Okudah and Wade. They were the number 1, number 2 cornerbacks, and yeah, I feel like we're lacking there a little bit. We're still getting serious dudes, and I think they'll develop fine, but those top guys have been eluding us the past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to get. What is he? Would you say number 5 or number 6 corner in the country?
I mean, I think some services have him at 5, some at 6, but he's right there. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
4-star, 4-star corners, and we need them. We didn't get any last class, so we need the dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we were getting Okudah and Wade and Tyreek Johnson, those were all 5-star guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a 9649 on.
Oh, when are we gonna get to watch Tyreek? Sorry, Joe.
This year, bro. This is his year.
I kind of cut you off, Joe. I apologize. I was saying, and when are we going to get to finally see Tyreek Johnson? Because it might not happen this year either. I've been wanting that.
That's another podcast
video that's seen.
Sure. But yeah, let's finish this recruiting update.
Yeah.
Just this past weekend, we got commitment for a 2022 guy, linebacker Gabe Powers from Marysville, a Monarch. Through and through. This kid is a stud. What is he, number 4 or 5 rated kid in the country? Plays offense and defense. He'll probably play outside linebacker for the Buckeyes. A high 4-star. Again, I'm going to bang on these ranking systems. When you tell me he's a .98, how is he not a 5-star? Somebody needs to explain that.
Yeah, that seems awful high.
I mean,
I can imagine that recruiting has been kind of turned upside down with these no camps, being done. Where no gathering, so these people that are coming to all these camps to watch them, and they're like, that's how they move up and down so much. I'm sure that the recruiting analysts are like, how the fuck are we supposed to judge them? They won't let us go see them. So, he could stay at a 4-star, 5-star. Doesn't matter if the Ohio State made Sam Hubbard into an NFL defensive end. He was a 3-star safety. If coaches will find the talent, they won't give a fuck how many stars he's got.
He reminds me of a Pete Werner. I think he'll play like that, fast, smart.
He's 6'4", though. Big dude.
What's Werner, 6'3"?
Or 230? That's
220.
6'3", 240, 6'4", 230, whatever. That's a big frame, man. He might end up being an edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Hubbard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have the frame for it. I've seen him. I've only seen him doing like drills.
Yeah, he said he'll transfer to IMG if Ohio doesn't have a season.
He's just going into his junior year then?
Yeah, he's 2022.
Yeah, so he could even grow an inch too.
At least, yeah.
Right. And that's still early, man. It's early getting a kid that's a sophomore going into junior year of high school already committed. To keep him committed, right?
He's an Ohio boy though.
That's
He's
a long.
committed.
Yeah, he's just
so he's. But what if? I don't know. He's got 2 years of high school to play. A lot of things can change. He might not. He might stop improving. Maybe he peaked already. And Ohio State, they might by the time he's a senior, like, we're kind of soft on him now. He looks like the same kid we saw at 16, not 18.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay. Who was our quarterback for the?
Everything I read about this
that
kid,
was his name, right?
This kid's trajectory is going to keep going up. This kid's going to be a stud.
Yeah. He's got a private trainer. He's been working with Butch Reynolds, the Olympic athlete, gold medalist.
Yeah, heard of him.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
So I think they can afford it. I think the family can afford it.
Okay. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. It's just to commit a guy 2 years out when they're still growing, maturing, and everything else. That's just,
Look at when Jack Sawyer committed.
I never put that in blood.
Right. But Jack Sawyer committed. He was the first in the 2021 class. It was before last football.
That might have been before his year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Danny Clark committed early too.
Yeah.
And he got a tattoo to prove it.
That's right.
And where do you end up? Akron? Pitt via
Kentucky,
Akron, maybe? I don't know.
Kentucky. And anyway.
There was one?
So, yeah. Feel really good about this.
I think it was. Yeah. I think he. Anyways, I'll drop it.
All right. So captains, run through this real quick. I don't need a lot of strong opinions. Tough Borland, 3-time captain, only to JT, the only other 3-time captain at Ohio State. You got Justin Fields, Wyatt Davis, Josh Myers, Cooper, and Justin Hilliard, and Shawn Wade. Any issues with those guys?
Veteran guys.
My favorite one might be Justin Hilliard.
Yeah, Hilliard, definitely big deal. Emotions,
him on there.
Tears in the eye.
Cooper 2. Cooper was a 5-star kid. Couldn't stay healthy. Had a bunch of NFL talent come up right beside him and past him. John
Cooper's NFL talent.
Looks good to me.
He's NFL talent too. He'll be seeing those guys soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I would have thought he'd have come out. I mean, but the injuries kind of hampered him. He needs to have a healthy season.
Right. And he'll put up numbers.
He will.
With Harrison on the other side.
And a few other guys we have. Tyler Friday.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Jean Baptiste.
What's his
definitely
name? Johnson.
So Shawn, how do you feel about Tuck Borland being captain?
No, I like it. Obviously, if he earned it the last couple of years, there was no doubt he's going to be a leader in there. And this team's so young. I think those type of guys are so important. They're the guys that are going to push you. They're going to push you when they can, pick you up when you're down. So they've been through it, and probably no one works harder than Tough. And so I'm 100% for that. He's like the Mickey Mariotti of captains.
All right. You notice all these guys will be gone next year?
Yep.
Every single one of them. Due to age or NFL ability, they're all gone.
But
Is that?
I think
is there a reason behind that? What do
I
you
think they went. Well, I think my opinion is he does have a really young team, and he wanted these guys. These guys are probably showing him that they're the ones in charge of the team. Hilliard, Cooper, especially. You don't always take the fifth-year guys, but I think he needed those. Those two have probably really stepped up as leaders, and he's like, make these young guys learn how to be captains. They're probably the right guys to teach the young guys.
Okay.
Just because he has such a young team.
So next year, though, he will not have any seniors that are two-time captains.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think you got the right 7. I mean, if you want my opinion on it, if he's going to pick 7, I think I can't argue any of those 7. So
I think he said he probably could have taken 4 or 5 more.
Yeah. Which probably would have been juniors, third-year guys in the program, I would imagine. Right? So
yeah, probably a Togiai, a Werner.
Being captain of the football team, I don't know. I don't think you just give a junior a captain spot just to appease him, or just to
no. But I think
just so you can. I got to return captain next year. I think.
No.
I'm with you. They got it right. They got each position group.
Okay.
And they're basically just leaning on.
And I
except for the running back.
I would say CJ Saunders was going to be one of those captains.
Probably he would have been like a Hilliard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Saunders and Hilliard. I mean, we'll see if Hilliard gets the field. Maybe he will, but to me, right now, those are more ceremonial captains. Where Cooper is legit. He's a captain. He's going to be a stud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if Hilliard or Saunders would have,
Right.
Hilliard and Saunders are not set up for monster years.
Right.
No. Right.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the schedule. Let's really dig into this. There's so much to fucking talk about here. So the 2020 schedule was released this week, finally. Christ. Big Ten dragging their feet as they like to do. Flexibility is the word I keep hearing in every other sentence when these talking heads get up there. Gene Smith, Kevin Warren, the commish. I mean, always say it's flexibility. We need flexibility. Okay, that's fine. I get it. So they inserted 3 bye weeks into everybody's schedule. That's fine. And camp opens up early for the Buckeyes. We opened yesterday since we start on a Thursday night, which makes me want to puke. This isn't fucking Maction, in my opinion. What do you guys think about starting on a Thursday? Does it even matter?
I don't think it matters.
Right.
I really don't. In the COVID era, fucking everything's off limits. It's wide open. Start on the Thursday. Play on a Wednesday morning for all I give a shit. It's all blended together.
I'll be there. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, side note, real quick, the MAC has not decided on whether they're playing football this year or not. They're the only conference that hasn't decided yet.
So maybe the Big Ten is taking over Maction time.
Right.
Okay.
Get those prime time slots.
We saw an opening and we're filling it.
I want to say Urban's maybe his first year or second year. I think we played Marshall. We played opening night on a Thursday night, if I remember correctly.
I remember.
I think it was during Urban's era. But anyways, yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. They're playing Illinois. It's a conference game. They're all conference games.
What's nice about it is everyone will be watching it, and I think it gives you good exposure. I mean, because if it was Toledo versus Akron, no one's going to watch it. It's Ohio State. There's no other games on. There's going to be a lot of eyes on that football game.
I guarantee that game will pull better ratings than some NBA playoff games. I'm sure.
I can't argue that. You're not going to get any pushback here.
Yeah. So,
and what do you think about the 3 bye weeks, allowing games to be moved around? And we still don't have, I don't know, I haven't seen any like guidelines as to why you would move a game. I mean, what requires you to move a game? Because the starting quarterback has COVID or because half the team has COVID? I mean, what determines moving a game to a bye week or whatever, you know?
Oh, I think they've purposely avoided answering that question. I mean, because they don't know. Because they're like, well, fuck it. We don't know what we're doing. Let's
They
just
don't know.
go
That's
to
why
this
it's
bye
a
weeks.
sham.
And I don't even believe that schedule, as it's constructed, will be that might not even be followed. There might be a case where, we can't play Purdue this week. That we got to wait 2 weeks. Let's see if we can switch with Indiana or whatever. I could totally see those scenarios happen. I don't think those games all get played on those dates, anyways. I mean, it's a coin flip right now because nobody knows. If the season's going through and we're making it through week by week, who knows? All it takes is 1 week, and we don't. You're like you said, Joe. We don't know that what those drop dead lines are of who's sick, how many get sick, what constitutes a rescheduling of a game.
Well, here's the problem I have.
Forfeiting a game.
Here's the problem I have with it.
They don't know.
Right.
Is if why won't they put it out there? If someone contracts it on the team, what happens?
Exactly.
No one
That's
answers
my
that
point.
question. I mean, why isn't there protocol? We're just going to wait until it does happen and then fucking run around and try and be politically correct on what the fuck we think's right. Let's have a well thought out response right now, because I'm thinking that the response in their head is so drastic that if you followed their ideas, we're not playing any of these games. Maybe the first one, and that'd be about it.
This entire thing, when you talk about people testing positive, you run into HIPAA regulations.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you can't
when you're
come out
bringing
and
up
say
names,
Justin Fields tested positive.
Oh, true.
Right.
Yeah, true.
You know, because you're letting his private medical information to be public. I mean, that's not fair to the kid, and that's actually against the law. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of NFL players claim that HIPAA violation because their team releases their medical information to the public, and all of a sudden, Adam Schefter on ESPN is saying Zeke has a torn penis or whatever,
I remember, obviously, it wasn't that injury, but I do remember Zeke raising hell about
he tested positive.
It aired out like that. I do remember that. Yeah,
exactly.
And he threatened. He was threatening legal action because of those guidelines.
Right.
High stakes. Justin Fields tested positive. NCAA, give us a pass on the Purdue game.
Can we move it back 3 weeks?
I think it's all a sham until they come out and tell us what's going to happen when players test positive. It's all a sham right now.
Right. And that's the thing is how many players on your team does it take? I mean, and those Rutgers dirtbags, I'd be shocked if we even play those fuckers.
I mean, if right now, basically, if you go into any place of business, if the question is, if you've been around somebody that is tested positive for it, they want you to basically quarantine for 2 weeks. Yeah. So whether you have it or not, they want you to do that.
I don't think they should have even included Rutgers in this whole schedule. They should have just said, if you guys can muster up a team, maybe we'll throw you a couple games.
I don't see why we don't just let the free market speak.
What's that, Shawn?
I just don't see why we don't let the free market speak. Put in, reasonable things, but let the season go on. If the kids want to play it, and they do, judging by Ohio State's letter today, or whenever that was, and the fans would pay to see the product, and they will, then everybody has basically agreed through a contract that, hey, I want to see your product. You want to provide that product? And it's the people on TV that are saying, no, we're not going to let you do it. when everyone else saying "fuck you," we're willing to take the risk to do it.
No, it's the athletic directors because they're CYA their assets. They're trying to avoid lawsuit by letting athletes play football. The athletic directors and the university presidents.
Then you know what? You know what? Every collegiate player this year has to sign a COVID waiver. Then I'm fine with that. And guess what? They all will. Not all of them, but most of them.
Shawn, they've had to sign waivers about concussions for years.
My kids have to sign waivers to play 12-year-old baseball, man.
There you go.
I've signed a waiver for everything I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean every kid and every athletic, every non-adult has to have a parent or a guardian signature on a waiver.
I think right now
that's been standard everywhere.
Everyone now knows the risks, and you can either accept those risks and take them, or opt out.
Jeff, I don't think that one girl made you sign a waiver. Or was that why she was bending over? So you could
Stop it. Erroneous on all counts.
Never convict us.
And Shawn, that's why you were using her forehead? Yeah. So yeah, a lot of ins and outs and a lot of what have yous in this mess of a schedule.
Yeah, they don't know. They're just leaving. They're leaving the door open for them to do whatever has to be done. They're just trying not to. They should come out and have a little more clarity, but they're.
So let's talk about the schedule as if it were going to happen as laid out on paper. Okay, we can't take any shuffling around into bye weeks into equation. Let's say we played this season in a perfect world in a bubble. Okay, so starting on Thursday night, you guys got no problem with it. All right, so let's go game by game here. Starting with Illinois, not a huge threat, right?
I wouldn't think so.
We're probably going to be double-digit favorites in all these games, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, Rutgers, if they even can make it to Columbus,
right,
with 22 guys, I'll be shocked. And a staff, not a threat. Purdue, at Purdue, in a September evening. What do you guys think about that?
Rondell Moore just opted out. It's going to be a blowout on Ohio State.
All these road games, I mean, like, all these road games, the crowd is out of it. That's an equalizer for a lot of these teams. You know what I mean?
Will be same-day travel, though, most likely. There won't be hotel stays.
So for, like, the night games, you mean?
For all games, most likely it'll be.
Hold on, bro. Are you telling me like they're gonna play at noon?
Yeah, they can't be on a noon kicks then.
And they're gonna leave Columbus in the morning and drive and play a noon game?
They might
fly. They no good.
I don't know.
Be on that bus at 5 a.m.
No shit. That's what I'm saying. At least. That's fucking crazy.
They're trying to avoid any hotel stays and flights. So. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not the travel advisor for the Buckeyes.
Well, you never know. I guess road games, you never know then how 18, 19-year-old kids are going to react to flying and then playing a game the same day. Nobody's ever done it, or very rarely has it ever happened, I'm sure. So,
how's Nebraska?
These road games
Nebraska ain't driving to Columbus and back in a day.
No, they're not flying. Dude, that's a 2-hour flight. So you got to be at the airport. They're getting, and then they're in Central Time, so they're losing hours coming to us. Fuck.
It's a fucking night game.
I will bet the over.
You guys get up at 7 a.m., get in your fucking pickups, in your wagons, get there by fucking 6 p.m.
Straight out the pickup.
Loosen up. Start stretching out.
Do some stretches in the car.
I think the beginning of this schedule is shit. I think everyone. I think everybody knows that this season isn't going to finish, but everyone's pretty hopeful that it's going to start.
Yeah.
And to give us this shit right up front, and then to move the Michigan game and not move it to like one of these first 3 games is a fucking atrocity. What's the point?
Okay, let's jump right into that because you led me right where I wanted to go. So is it worth it, and why? I mean, Jeff, what do you think? Is it worth it to move it to a month earlier without going way early in the season or very end of the season? What do you see as the reasoning? We haven't gotten a straight answer from the Big Ten.
What do I see with the reasoning? I don't agree with, but I think they're just trying to hedge their bets and kind of put it in a spot where maybe we can move it up a couple weeks if we need to, if shit falls through other places, but we can also move it back. We still have that extra month and a couple weeks, I guess, because they said they could
only move games back. I don't think you can move anything forward, right?
I don't know. They haven't told. I haven't heard that clearly stated. All I hear is I heard from Ryan Day and I heard from Gene Smith both that we don't. The schedule. They had to make a schedule. Pretty much, they had to make a schedule to make a schedule. We're not so sure we're even going to be able to follow the schedule.
As a starting point, I get it. Yeah,
to me, I don't see the point of moving it to that date. That seems so random to me.
I mean, I don't know what they think would be so much better a month prior to the normal date scheduled. Just moving it forward 1 month. What do you think the difference is going to be in what's going on versus what's going on with the
So I'm going to say this.
Virus?
You guys tell me if you agree or not. So I would say us three we're in our 40s, and we are, I would say, Ohio State traditionalists by nature, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to playing the Michigan game, right?
Sure.
I mean, we believe it should be played at noon last week of the year, right?
I like that setup.
Right. So
I don't mind the 3:30 game either. I'm just saying I don't mind the 3:30 game,
but daytime, but not a nighttime. Right?
No, it should be a daytime. Yeah, it should. Yeah.
So I'm saying, why move it up a month earlier instead of just leaving it where it was? I mean, or leaving it at the week before Thanksgiving. I mean, do you guys even understand that? Because there's an open week after Thanksgiving. They have clearly marked on the schedule here that you can move games to the weekend after Thanksgiving. So you got the weekend before and the weekend after Thanksgiving. I don't get it.
So you're saying put it where the Penn State game should be?
I would go with the week before Thanksgiving. Move that Hawkeye game the fuck out of there. Why are we finishing the season with Iowa? I mean, I agree with you, Shawn. This is not traditional. Let's throw all the traditions out the window. We're not doing skull session and shit like that, which sucks. But So let's throw all the traditions out the window. But if throwing the Michigan game in the end of October, that's just so fucking random and makes no goddamn sense. You tell me one of these Iowas or Penn States couldn't be relocated, or maybe that bye week, we couldn't relocate Iowa into that bye week, second week of November.
Well, to me again, it only makes sense if you're going to put it in one of them first 3 or 4 games.
I go either first or last. That's my black and white kind of.
But to have it in the what is it, the 7th game? Out of 10.
Jeff, you just fall out of your truck.
No, sorry.
You're in the back half. Yeah, what's the point? You might as well end with it then.
Right, first or last. You ain't first, you're last.
I know. Maybe I don't know about first. Maybe second game.
Maybe this is Michigan's ploy to try and take away from the rivalry. Like, you know what? We're tired of being these guys' rival because they kick our ass every year.
We play them earlier.
Right. Let's just have it be like a, right after our big rivalry game, Michigan State or something.
Yeah. So, and the other thing. Go ahead, Jeff. I'll let you
No,
go. But
I was going to say. So how did Michigan petition the Big Ten schedulers to hey, let's just change it up? You know, it's 2020. It's crazy here. Let's change up the most important game in the conference. You know, let's just be wacky and all.
They did jazz hands.
It's COVID. We don't care about Ohio State anymore.
2020. Everybody's going crazy. Let's change the game.
So the other issue I got as it relates to the Michigan game falling in October is we got fucking Penn State after them. We always played Penn State in like late October, right?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about, that stretch. Like we got shit, and then shit hits the fan. We have a tough stretch. Like all of our tough games are right together.
So you're calling a trap game in there?
I'm not calling it a trap game, but I mean, because going to Penn State without their fucking stadium being loud, what are they gonna pump in crowd noise that loud?
They'll play that cat.
Yeah. That cat'll be loud as shit with nobody in there.
Well, that's what I mean. They just run that on a loop. Like, I mean, like I don't know. Has the Big Ten have they said anything about crowd noise? Like,
no.
Since everybody's talking like no, you know, a lot of teams have already announced that there won't be any fans. Some teams are kind of holding out, I think, to try to hopefully get somebody in the stadium. But are they going to be allowed to pump in the same decibel of crowd noise that a crowd?
I don't think there'll be any pumping, Jeff.
No pumping.
I hope not. Around Penn State, I fucking hope not.
The last time there was pumping there, we know what happened. But maybe they'll have those LED lights going crazy.
You give a kid a seizure, man. You can't be doing this.
Oh, shit, man.
I almost shot my drink on my nose.
Corona and the fucking lights. Forget about it.
Boom, 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 boom. All right.
So yeah, that's
Penn State, but you know what? Frankly, Penn State's becoming a bigger game than Michigan lately.
Yeah, sure.
So if Michigan if Michigan wants to crawl away, we're still going to beat you up every year. But fine, we'll let you run away, and Penn State, we'll focus more on them every year.
Yeah,
because you guys have if Michigan wants to go that way, then Michigan has officially become Maryland, and we'll destroy them.
Yeah, we'll just hike our leg up on them. I mean, okay. I mean, do away with that last game. I mean, end the fucking rivalry now. Just take utter defeat and go away. So for every Michigan fan I see the rest of my life, I can tell you fuckers just quit, huh? Like you guys just bowed out. Like
we've always been asking to change divisions.
We got lucky. We don't play the two best teams in that division, Minnesota and Wisconsin.
I think those two best teams in the West are lucky they're not playing us or Penn State.
Right. Exactly.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's going to walk away with that division, most likely.
Well, yeah. Now that Minnesota's best player opts out.
Right.
So that's two teams, the best players. Actually, three teams, best players now.
Tells you about their culture, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't want to judge like that. I think every case is different, and I wouldn't blame a kid for opting out.
Hey, Rondale Moore, man. Remember, Rondale Moore tore his knee apart. Had to redshirt a year. He's thinking, I got a pro career. I mean, like all three of those guys are sitting our second round draft.
We only saw Rondale Moore for 1 year, dude.
And he destroyed us.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since. That was 2 fucking years ago. And he's a small dude. He's tiny.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take the gamble. I get it, especially if the games aren't going to mean shit. He knows his team. He knows he doesn't have a chance to win the Big Ten.
I understand.
He's looking at it like, fuck, what am I doing here? I got to go.
Micah Parsons is the guy I think I got more of a beef with. I think he quit on his team where they actually have a shot to win the Big Ten if they beat us.
Preseason, what are they in the coaches?
They're top 10.
7th. So 8th or 7th.
Yeah.
They're just they're the next team north of Mason-Dixon. After us.
Right. Put your eyes up. I think he quit on his team personally.
I don't know. If it came out tomorrow that Justin Fields was opting out, I would not say that Justin Fields is quitting on his team. It's like he's coming to a personal decision, and everybody's got their own reasons. I ain't even throwing shade at any of those guys that do it. I can't believe no Buckeyes have done it. It's pretty amazing. I think that does speak to our culture that kids aren't doing that. But I don't necessarily think it speaks to the culture badly on other programs that kids that are. That's my point.
What I was going to say is I think if Micah Parsons would have stayed committed to Ohio State and gone to Ohio State, I don't think he would be leaving right now.
What pisses me off is, I really don't watch the NFL, and damn, I wanted to watch that kid play another year. That Micah Parsons was fun to watch, man. That dude was good.
Yeah. Well, we all knew how good he was coming out, and we were all. I mean, we thought at one point I thought for sure he was a lock. He named his. He got a new dog and named it Brutus.
Yeah,
and I thought like, this kid's a lock. Fuck.
We got the ESPN Herb Street assist on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Herbie.
Because Herbie knew his kids were going to Clemson. He's like, all right, this kid ain't going to
Let me help you guys out.
Yeah, when are Herbie's kids going to be on the field at Clemson? Let me watch that.
They're fucking walk-ons. They're not even scholarship.
Right, of course.
They're on the sidelines for their name, so that the cameras can pick up their last name.
They're what you call a favor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 favors.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dabo. No problem, Kurt. You just keep us in the good light. Thanks.
So let me ask you guys real quick, Shawn. You see a trap game on this schedule anywhere? Probably in the back half.
I don't. I really don't see any. Nebraska. I don't have any idea what Nebraska's going to be like. Maybe you're Indiana, and then you got that week off. Assuming this all goes off, and Indiana probably gives you a tougher game than you want. It's probably the toughest game we'll have played so far. Compared to those other 3.
I think Indiana's going to challenge. They might challenge Penn State.
They might. I'm interested to see that team. But then you got a week off, and maybe you kind of overlook Nebraska. I guess we're probably depending on how Nebraska's doing at the time. But that to me has the potential. Michigan State's going to be such trash. I mean, we could sleepwalk through that game.
Yeah.
But there's no chance of a trap there. I don't think.
I think you're gonna see a white Ohio State quarterback when we play Michigan State. Those guys are good on the field. We haven't seen many of them lately. I wouldn't consider any of them trap games.
Maryland would be the only trap game I could maybe see in that back.
And didn't Maryland's quarterback opt out?
Oh, did he?
Jackson?
I didn't hear that.
Right? Is it James Jackson?
I don't know. I didn't hear that, but
either way. I heard a blip of it today on 97.1.
Okay.
So there you go.
I thought that's what I heard. But I think so. Because they're talking about Loxley. Loxley's got to deal with his quarterback being out. I thought that was the wording I heard.
Okay.
Anyways,
so I don't know, Jeff. You see any trap game in there?
I don't know if they're really considered trap games, and we don't know what the fuck these kids are going to feel like. They're going on the road to these stadiums. There's going to be
all we can do
because there's no fans.
Is judge on paper, as it lies.
I think I think there's gonna be some games we play like shit in. Yeah, the Nebraska game, I can picture us coming out flat, sluggish, fucking around. They scored, maybe they hit like one big play on us. We shut them down some more. Then we finally get rolling. Third quarter is blowout. Guys don't play the fourth. I could see the Indiana game going that way and Nebraska. But I think it's just going to be more on us than it is anything any team's doing to us.
Okay. I got the feeling this team's going to be highly motivated. I don't think they're going to get caught sleeping.
You wouldn't think so, but it happens, and especially the way this shit's going on. Like, who knows?
Well, this year, I mean, it could turn into
and people are going to get sick. Kids are going to get sick. It's going to happen.
And we could lose 3 games because of this mess.
Yeah.
As long as we beat Michigan, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be such a shit show. I just want to play Michigan.
Right.
Let's all right, Michigan. All right, Michigan. You want your fucking chances? We're gonna play you 10 times in a row, 10 weeks in a row, Michigan. We're gonna go up and we're just gonna play Michigan. I say Michigan. We're gonna find how many chances do you want to fucking win a game finally? Because I think we're going 10 for 10.
I'll sign up for that.
Say, hey, Big Ten, you got 12 teams to worry about. Me and Michigan are just gonna play each other every fucking week. This is dumb dick. Fucking Harbaugh. Every week. We're not same play. We're gonna tell you what play we're running to. We're gonna give you our playbook.
Do we alternate home and away every week?
Right. Now you fuckers are coming down to us now. All right, now take this ass whipping back up to Ann Arbor. We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure we really figured out this is going to be much of a challenge for us. You guys see anybody else that's got a tough schedule? I really don't, other than...
I was talking to one of my Sparty friends. I think they got like Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State like in a row.
With a bye mixed in there, yeah.
You gotta look at
that's
that.
That's with a Sparty team. I got Sparty now at like over under 2.5, man.
The money line.
Yeah, because they don't get their normal 2 cupcakes. The only cupcake they get guaranteed is Rutgers. Everybody else is a serious problem. It's going to be a serious problem for them.
They started off with Minnesota.
Yeah, they're going to get fucking. That's a big L.
Roll your ass.
I mean, this new coach, COVID, he hasn't even met his players. He's a brand new.
It's August.
He's meeting them tomorrow, like for an ice cream social or something. I don't know.
Like, all right, guys. Business cards.
What's this fucking guy's name? What's his name?
Oh, I forget.
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker from Alabama.
Buckeye.
That's right. Hey Mel, you want to coach the Michigan State Spartans? I don't know, Charlie. I got a guy on the other line about some white walls.
No, he said no at first, and then they like doubled the offer from like $2 million to $4 million. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And he told his guys
$4 million I can handle a shit show. Right, $4 million I'll handle a shit show. $2 million get someone else.
I think that was right after he told his Colorado team or whatever. No, I won't leave here. No way. And then they doubled that offer. You're like, all right, see you, bitches.
Oh, shit.
Right. Deuces.
So about this,
I don't blame him. That's a lot of cheese.
They haven't released the new team wins for the season yet on Bet Online or any of the sites. So I still think the 4.5 was generous before.
Well, what, Sparty?
Yeah, the over under.
No, well, that's because they probably played like Eastern and Toledo or BG or a couple of those teams.
I tell you what though, Sparty, I'll take 2.5. I'll take the over on 2.5. I think they get 3.
Yeah,
I think they get 3.
We'll see what the line.
Let me know what that is, Joe, when you see it.
Their D tackle, the Panuziak boy, probably one of their best players. He opted out.
Okay.
By the way,
not sure.
And you know what? I don't think there's a deadline on opting out either. I think that might go week by week. He might have some kid.
Yeah.
He might get like a little twinge or something in his calf or his shoulder, and like, oh fuck, I gotta go.
Tell you what, if I'm on Michigan State and we're like 2-6, I'm definitely getting some twinges.
I think they can. They can obviously opt out anytime they want. It's going to be tough for kids to opt out once the season starts. You're in the shit with you go through training camp. You're pretty much committed. You're all in if you go through camp.
Right.
So the Ohio State guys, I heard that quote from Tough Borland today. Well, it was in regards to the letter.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he read the letter from all the Ohio State athletics, talking about how much confidence they have. Have you heard it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have supreme confidence in their leadership. Gene Smith, everybody. It seems like they're all in, like united.
Board. Yeah,
because they realize how good they're taken care of. Like we understand. Maybe some of you poor motherfuckers out of the programs don't have this, but this is where you need to be because we get taken care of here. So that's why. I mean, that's probably why. That might be why some people are checking out. Like, look, I don't even fucking like it here anymore. They've been there 3 years, and they're like, this place sucks. Who the fuck wants to be in East Lansing? Why the fuck am I in East Lansing? I gotta go. Fuck this. I'm out. Fucking East Lansing, or I don't know.
Purdue, Illinois,
West Lafayette.
Can you imagine
I
being
could
in
run
Auburn,
through a
Alabama
whole
during a
gamut.
pandemic? Have you Auburn, Alabama, without the students? I think they said it's like 9 or 11,000 people.
Yeah, that's generous. Imagine
Was that
Purdue,
was that
Indiana,
fucking
right? I mean, yeah.
yeah, West
Iowa
Lafayette.
City,
Oh, this is hang out
Iowa
in West
City,
Lafayette.
Champaign. Fuck all that noise. At least, some of these other schools are around big cities, but Bloomington, no thanks.
Bloomington looks like Bucyrus.
Yeah.
It's just red and corn. That's it.
Yeah. So so I assume that we're going to go 10-0, right? I mean, is that what you guys are thinking?
I
fucking
don't.
better.
I mean, I can't see how we don't. Obviously,
health. I mean, obviously health, right? I mean, health, or
Of course.
I mean, if we say healthy, and I don't
we're
even
just
mean
going by
injuries.
what we know now, and we're
Yeah,
playing this whole
exactly.
season. Yes, 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a person in the country that doesn't think. I mean, coming into a regular season, people would be circling that at Penn State game. That's we've lost. Big time quarterbacks in Ohio State have lost there on fluke shit in the past, right? So, I mean, that would be a game that you'll get probably half and half of the media.
Not
saying,
under Ryan
I'm calling
Day.
for an upset, or Ohio State to win, or I'm calling for the upset. But with no fans, with that environment being nullified, same as like Iowa Stadium or people playing there at Wisconsin, those are big home field advantages. With that shit gone, it's all. I think it focuses more on the talent and the depth. It draws more attention. There's no more equalizers. So, no, there's no fucking reason we shouldn't go 10-0. Absolutely no reason. We are far more talented than everybody, far better trained, far better coached, in my opinion. There is absolutely no reason outside of health, of course. I mean, because hell, anything. I mean, anybody's quarterback goes down with corona, they're fucked. Anybody's. We just happen to have one of the best in the country.
Yeah, I don't really see anybody that. There will be a couple games, but there really shouldn't be any games inside of 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not talent-wise, no. I mean, goddamn, the talent is that's a long stretch.
But we'll have
big gap.
We'll have like a 34-24 against some slappy.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like in Nebraska, like maybe it ended up being a 42-2, right? That 42-24 or something like that to Nebraska. And like, they fucking gave up 24 points. That was fluky shit. We fumbled a ball at our own 10. They got a punt. Yeah. Just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
We came out sluggish. They scored quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna have a few of those. I think we'll have 2 or 3 of those games where the kids just were more. Kids maybe we're motivated, but just jet lag, fucking tired. So whatever.
No, I think we're
guys.
going to blow everybody out.
Yeah, our depth across the roster is just better than everybody else in the Big Ten. Again, we are, so much better, so much deeper, and better coached. I don't see even the Penn State game being less than a 10-point ball game.
With Micah gone, Micah changes everything. You got to account for him.
Yeah, he's a game changer on that defense.
Yeah.
So looking bigger picture, what do you guys think of this? So they're talking about holding the Big Ten championship December 12th or the 19th if they need to push it back. And then the college football playoff just announced that they're going to announce the Final Four December 20th.
Yep.
That's Sunday.
How
so
convenient.
SEC championship is the 19th. So if we play December 12th, we get an extra week, right? To kind of rest up, heal up, anti-corona ourselves.
And an extra week there, but remember, Joe, when you're trying to find those 4 teams, who did they just see win big? It's freshness.
I understand.
If the SEC and that's the biggest downfall, I think. And then, but if you're only playing a week before and you've been the number 2 team in the country all year long, like we probably will be,
right? You win the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much a lock now. That's probably more for like the 4th, 5th, and 6th guys.
It's if you lose one and then run it. And
that's where you're on the fence. Yeah.
So, but I think they made it the 19th as an option because I think they knew from the college football playoff when they were going to plan to do their announcement. The SEC, I'm sure, was in talks with the Big Ten. I'm sure they all knew what it was. I'm sure it was talked about. Well, we're going to do it on this weekend. We're going to do it on this weekend. We're going to try for this weekend, but so they just build in extra weeks into the season. They actually have 5 weeks in the season that they can play with.
Right. I know. I'm just saying, I think that's an advantage if we get the Big Ten championship game over and done with on the 12th and we get to sit around for a week. We could probably gauge, 4 teams, 5 teams that we're probably going to play. And I think the biggest thing is to get healthy after a 10-game season, and have guys back 100% by the time New Year's Day / playoff games roll around early January.
Right.
I mean, you got bowl practices in there. That's a big deal. So,
and you never know how these kids. I mean, they were still kids. We don't know how they're going to react to not having the build up from, the winter workouts, spring ball, summer, and then through into fall camp. Like they didn't have any of that. So how do injuries stack up? I mean, are people just fucking shredding muscles like all throughout college football this year, or is there concussions are going crazy, or is there like a huge outbreak, or not an outbreak, but like a huge increase in like soft tissue injuries because of the fucked up training and all that stuff?
We can't gauge that, but
yeah, I mean, but there's so many goddamn variables that some teams won't be playing the same amount of games. You might have a 7-0 Clemson, a 10-0 Ohio State, and a 8-0 Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
from what they've said, that they're not going to try to. They're not going to they can't differentiate that because you can't say, well, you didn't make the playoff because you didn't play the requisite number of games. Well, then what are we doing? If Ohio State plays 4 games and they say you can't make the playoff, you only won 4 games. Well, what's the fucking deal here? You thought we were the number 2 team in the country before the season started. We played 4 games, won them all, and now we can't play.
And maybe if you're lucky, your rival's head coach will talk shit before the season even starts. Does that do anything for you?
What's with that psycho?
Perfect transition.
What's his problem?
This guy, Jim Harbaugh, does not... Actually, I respect it in one way. He does not know how to stay out of the news. He knows the fucking triggers to trip. He likes to play the bully, and it always ends up blowing up in his face, which is the beauty of the whole thing. I mean, his mastermind plan just works to perfection every time. So, as you know, folks, most people listening to this show are well aware of the Ryan Day versus Jim Harbaugh conference call. So basically, it was a Big Ten coaches call on Monday, where all the Big Ten coaches call in, and who knows, they're talking about, fucking brownie recipes. I don't care. So Ryan Day's talking, and Harbaugh interrupts him and starts accusing him and his team of breaking rules because of a fucking social media photo that shows Al Washington on the field with his players, which is an old fucking photo. It's not like it was from that day. It's an old, previous photo. And so Harbaugh was all up in arms, accusing the Buckeyes of violations. We're not supposed to be on-field coaching right now, this and that. And, of course, Dave fires back and says, how about I worry about my team and you worry about yours? Which, classic Ryan Day, in my opinion. It's like, shut the fuck up, but I'm going to say it classy.
Right.
And then Ryan Day goes into a team meeting later that day and told his players that Harbaugh better hope for a mercy rule because this season they're going to hang 100 on Michigan. Now, this is the start of a beautiful relationship, I think. What do you guys, Jeff?
Well, I think it's the start of a new,
Shawn?
serious hatred, like a 10-year war. You know, this is like Woody Bowe type stuff here.
But it's contrived. It's not even natural.
Well, no, I think it is natural. I think Harbaugh is that fucking deranged. That was so inappropriate. I mean, and if you think that Harbaugh, then turn that shit into the NCAA and watch them laugh you out of the building. But to do that shit on there in that venue was totally out of line. And I'm 100% with Ryan Day. And yeah, I think Ryan Day's hard to, I don't think he gets that pissed off. I think he pissed him off.
Yeah. Jeff, what do you think?
Well,
move by Ryan Day to not blow up and shout him down, or what do you think?
Yes, I think with all the other Big Ten coaches on the call, and he probably has respect for most of them, if not all of them. I could totally. I mean, if I'm trying to picture how he said it, he's probably like, "Hey, why don't you worry about your team? I'll worry about mine." If he said, that's a good way to handle it. Yes, that's a good way to handle that situation. Now, him going into the team meeting, I wish we would have never heard about it though.
Yeah,
I wish he would have said it. I wish it would come out after the game when we beat them 79-3, and they say, "Yeah, coach is probably upset we didn't hang 100 because he told us back in this time or whatever." Because now Michigan, of course, it's on Michigan's message boards, and I think most of them are probably.
Most of them are pissed at Harbaugh.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of them are probably scared now. They're like, "Oh,
he's burning bridges."
I did. Yeah, I read some posts. They're like, "Great."
If
dude's gonna murder us.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's trying to fuck with us. You're 0-7 against us, bro. And this won't be turned into no 10-year war type thing. He ain't staying for 10 more fucking L's.
I don't know who else they gotta get to run that.
Can you imagine a Michigan coach that's 0-17 against Ohio State? That'll never happen. They will frag his ass before that happens.
I bet he could run it up to. I bet he could run it up to 0-10. 0-9.
Just a cool decade.
He could get there. He's in that neighborhood.
He's knocking on the door of a decade of decadence. You
I mean, they don't have a chance this year. They better hope this season's canceled.
Right.
And that's why I think Ryan Day feels comfortable enough. Like we're gonna. It's like, yeah, this year I'm loaded. They are not. And
dude, you tell me. I think Michigan fans are going to try mailing coronavirus to fucking Justin Fields. Like, how can we bottle this shit and send it to him?
Yeah. They were hoping. They were like, man, a lot of those Ohio State kids ought to opt out. They're first round draft picks.
Yeah,
they were hoping.
We need to get in their ear.
Yeah, get in the rear.
Get in their ear.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think.
Let's stay in Clemson.
I think Harbaugh is still trying to be that bully to the new guy on the block, and he doesn't realize the new guy. Well, he should realize. I mean,
the new guy already whipped his ass once.
The new guy basically coached offenses that threw up 60 on him twice, and went victory formation like at their 10 to end one of them games.
Right,
exactly.
I guarantee you that's not happening this year.
I don't think
there's
we'll
no
be
victory formations.
Yeah, nope. I agree.
We're going for Verts, boys.
Exactly. I don't get this guy's fucking mindset, but nobody does. I mean, if you ask any of his former players, former teammates, the guy's just on a different channel on everybody else.
I've never read a quote or heard anything that Madison or Washington have said about Harbaugh.
They never said a word about it.
Yeah, no, I haven't either.
He probably has them signing NDAs and shit that they can't.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm just wondering because I know they've talked about the culture. I know I've heard Al Washington talk about like the culture and how each team views the game and all that kind of stuff. But he's never mentioned what. But I guess that might change now. If Harbaugh named him specifically, probably like probably just bad blood thing or whatever. But maybe we'll get some more from Al Washington now. And Al Washington, by the way, number 1 recruiter in the country.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, rated number 1. I think that was right after the Gabe Powers commitment.
Yeah, probably. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm glad Ryan Day said that. Fuck it, we'll hang 100 on these assholes if you talk shit. That's awesome.
If you notice,
I hope
the next day they had the interviews with all the captains, with the media, and that's when Justin Fields said,
"I just want to beat the brakes off them."
Beat the brakes off of the team up north, and that was the day after the comments and the team meeting. So I don't know. Whatever happens this year, we got to play them. Like Jeff said, if we need to schedule them 10 times and play them a couple times out of that 10, just give it to us, once a month at least.
Tell them their victories count for every 2 of ours.
Sure.
You fucking
I wanted to play them twice this year. I wanted to play our division twice.
Oh, that'd be great.
We could start chipping away at that permanent or long-term record real quick. Start
when they rolled in the 1800s, they dominated us.
Right. Yeah. Fielding Yost used to hang his hat on that hook.
Yeah. I remember John Bacon saying that in that invitation in that show.
So that HBO. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fielding Yost. Fuck off. Fuck you, Michigan. You bunch of dog dicks.
Yeah.
I can't even bet my best friend anymore. Like it's not even like we don't even bet anymore. I'm like, you take a week to pay me, and it's like an inevitable. I'm like, why don't you have your money like the last?
You can't even give points because the spread.
No, I'm like, what? I'm like, how do we even do this anymore? Like, I'm like, you think you got a shot? He's like, fuck no. I'm like, what the fuck, man? We can't bet. it's the fun's out of it.
I still got a guy up here that gives me $100 action, heads up, no points every year.
Nice, easy money.
You should call him your human ATM.
Right. I just set a clock to it. Get $100 on this day. Nice.
Yeah.
Over at the poll.
He loves it. He has pride in his Wolverines. And he'll give me that money to prove it. He'll give me that money to prove it.
Jesus.
Right. Well, guys, it's August. That means it's football season, in my opinion.
We think. So we don't know.
We're going to have to start doing this.
It's still basketball season. What the hell are we talking about?
What?
I said it's still basketball season, bro.
It ain't happening,
weird.
Folks. Don't get your hopes up.
So we're going to have to start doing this more often, get geared up for this schedule. We're going to have to do a little schedule breakdown game by game for those who haven't opted out on the other side. And we're going to have to do a little, maybe some college football playoff watch, a little Final Four action.
This is about to be the shittiest football season in the history of football.
Hey, man. I'll take it.
But I mean, it's one of our best looks at a national title. So I mean, we have to hope for it. But I mean, I don't see how taking health out of the equation. Obviously, I don't see how there's not Alabama, us, and Clemson in the playoff, and probably I don't know take second place SEC or Oklahoma. I don't know how the fuck there is anybody else in that playoff if we get to play a season.
That's a whole show right there because I
know it is
opinions about the Final Four. I got a Florida, I got a Texas. I don't know about Oklahoma, but there's some outsiders in the mix.
Posers, what you got in the mix.
Clemson and Ohio State are locks, as far as I'm concerned.
Posers and imposters.
And then it'll be Bama and, like you said, either Oklahoma or the second SEC team. Period. That's the only scenario I see.
Yeah. All right, folks. We're going to start doing this more often. Probably hit you next week. And we're going to start breaking down the schedule since we're getting started here in less than 4 weeks. Today's the 7th. So, yeah, we're starting like 4 weeks from yesterday.
September 6th, right? Yeah.
Buckeye football. Buckeyes playing the 3rd.
The 3rd.
So, yep. So, yeah, we appreciate you joining us. As always, hit the site, follow us. Jeff, Shawn, appreciate you.
Nice.
Let's get lubed up and ready for a nice 10-game season. Don't tell me it's not going to happen.
No fucking way.
No fucking way.
All right, boys.
Later, bro. See ya.